Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel and the Lucky Stars community. Cat Star here with your general reading for the week of January 9th through January 15th. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and they're general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of the new and returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. All right, so we are heading into, or beginning here, the second week of January. I hope you all are doing amazing. I hope that this first week, or the first week moving into the second week, the new year is treating you well. So many of us may have made kind of resolutions, set intentions, set goals for January or for the new year. Some of us are really moving into that or settling into that, really kind of maybe have found our stride. For others, we may be or may have noticed ourselves kind of regressing. So there's just really this energy of the winds of change being kind of in the air, whether that is change in a new direction or kind of this change of moving back to a direction we once were in. So we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what energies need to come through for you in general this week, Aquarius. It could be the changes that you're noticing or what wants to come through as far as change goes. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. It's coming right out. There's no denying it here. Winds of change. Ooh, look at that. All right, jumping cards. Okay, well, look at this. Aquarius, this is just gorgeous energy. I know this looks a little heavy here, but that's all right. It's all right. Let's see. Let's get one of these guys out here. Okay. So let's jump right in. Wow. So you got the Five of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Eight of Swords coming in here. Oh my goodness. Aquarius, you guys have been, wow. For some of you, you've been feeling very, very troubled, and or it's been very trying for you. For some of you working to make some changes, it may have felt very difficult, very trying for you here in this beginning part. You've been, potentially some of you have been feeling as if, you know, you're kind of giving away power in this way that is really leaving you left out. Either that, or you're noticing that you had been doing that in the past and you're really working to pull that power back during this time and moving into this second week in January. Some of you have really been worried. You've been having some difficulties and or you've been struggling with potentially the goals or the resolutions or the intentions that you had set at the new year, kind of settling into those and feeling as if this is a new true normal for you, or as if this is what you actually want to do. Some of you have been questioning whether making this change is beneficial or whether you are just really feeling like you're struggling or discouraged with it because it's not for you. And that is great, right? Get more feedback, question and find out, because sometimes we set goals or intentions, or we decide to move in a new direction or make some change, right? Because that five energy is change, and this is the Five of Pentacles. So right off the bat, Spirit is like, yep, there's change in the wind. There's change in the wind. The winds of change are here, Aquarius, but sometimes the changes that we choose or decide for ourselves may not be what we really want. And so you're kind of maybe questioning during this time whether this change or this decision that you have made is really what you want this week. And that's okay. that is beautiful. Question it, because sometimes we make just kind of spur of the moment, or just we're like, we're going to do this and this and this. And then we get into it, or we start to settle in, or we start to unpack it, or we start to look at it, and we're like, oh, wait, was this really what I was intending or thinking? Was this really the change I was wanting to make, or potentially even needing to make? So some of you are looking at that during this time. Now, you also have the Ten of Swords coming in here, and that Ten of Swords energy is really, for some of you, you're feeling like things are showing up during this time as kind of a karma or a payback for certain things that maybe you have thought about or done, or behaviors that you've had. Some of you are really in kind of this place of, oh, well, this is kind of coming in, and it's feeling painful. It's feeling as if I am really down. But, Spirit is indicating with us for you, Aquarius, that is not the case. That sometimes there is this opportunity lying in wait within this energy, this change energy. There's that opportunity to learn, to see, to understand things in a whole new light. So, we can go through this, but there's that opportunity coming in, an opportunity for healing, an opportunity for understanding, an opportunity for seeing that insight. There's so much opportunity within this Ten of Swords card, or this Ten of Swords energy, that opens up for you. But a lot of times, or sometimes, right, going back to that Five of Pentacles, there are some questions that we can ask, some strong, powerful questions that we can ask ourselves to assist us in that opportunity for healing, or that opportunity for insight, that opportunity for understanding. And that may just be where you are within this week, Aquarius. Okay, now look, see, your top three cards here are very much about, kind of going back in, or being a little bit insightful, kind of, a lot of times these are considered kind of quote unquote negative cards, but really it's coming through here. I don't really see them as negative. I just see them as kind of guiding you either way. But if you look through here, Aquarius, for this message, it's really coming through with this energy, or this kind of niggling or knowing for some of you that there was something that maybe is kind of off a little bit. And so Spirit is guiding you toward that, so you can take a look at that and see what maybe needs to be shifted, or what is working really well, or what maybe you're not settling into for a potential reason. So taking a look at that and gaining that insight is going to be very beneficial for you. Now, you also have the Eight of Swords coming in here. So some of you have been really in your mind. Now, that can be, with that Swords energy, that can be very difficult. When we get into our mind and we're saying, oh, well, having this internal dialogue about whatever this change may be, whatever the intentions, whatever the goals, whatever the releasing, however that may be, we can really, really talk ourselves into a whole lot of stuff, or out of a whole lot of stuff. And so some of us really may be feeling like we are kind of in victim mode. Like, why do I need to do this? Why did I make this decision again? What was I thinking? What in the world kind of energy, right? With this Eight of Swords, really moving into this energy of being like, I think I made this decision to look good for somebody else, or maybe I chose this, or maybe I turned, or maybe I was looking for this change because of X, Y, and Z, okay? Really getting into that place, into that mentality in your mind, having those internal dialogues, having those conversations with yourself that are actually slipping you up a little bit. Now, asking powerful questions or strong questions to get clarity is one thing, but going down kind of this rabbit hole, or making something, into something that it's not, or moving into the space of really kind of putting yourself in this space, or making this space within yourself that is actually making it harder, or making you feel like a victim, or making you feel like you're stuck, or making you feel like you can't choose again. It's time to allow yourself to open your eyes, take that veil off, unbind yourself, right? You can always choose again. You can always create different change. You can always, for those of you that are like, well, I kind of made this hastily and this really wasn't a change that I wanted to make, where you can go and choose again or move back into what it was that you were working yourself out of, or the changes that you had chosen for yourself. You're not stuck and you're not a victim. You get to choose, and you get to choose again and choose again and choose again. Okay. You get to have the changes, and no matter what, change comes through no matter what. So if you're in this place because you've chosen not to change, and that change is happening either way, because the world moves whether we want it to or not. Change happens whether we want it to or not, Aquarius. If that is what it is, it's time to take the blindfold off and unbind yourself and move into the change gracefully, whatever it may be for you, okay? Because now moving into the second row here, you have my magic card, the Six of Wands. So some of you, by looking at this, that change is going to be that you are going to have success and or a victory, whether you decide to continue moving forward with whatever change it was that you had decided or that you've chosen for yourself, or you decide to regress for some of you, or go back because that was more fitting for you, whatever it was. There is going to be success and a victory. There are going to be people that are going to be like, wow, I can tell that you've made some changes, or I can tell that you've really thought about this, or I can see that really looked at this or asked a bunch of questions and got some insight. I can tell that you're having a deeper understanding, and there are people around that are going to be seeing that, okay? Whatever way you decide to go, Aquarius, because whatever you choose for yourself in the moment is what is right for you in that moment, and spirit backs you up, okay? There are times where spirit is like, whoa, I have to make you uncomfortable. I have to do this. Otherwise, you're not going to do it yourself, okay? There are those moments. That's not the energy coming through here, Aquarius. The energy coming through here is this energy of change, that changes in the air, or the winds of change, right? There is change. Some of it is change that you have chosen. Some of it is change that you are choosing not to do now, but change is coming through. This could be very, very unexpected change for some of you, but there is triumph within the changes that are coming through, whether they are ones that you have chosen for yourself, or whether they are ones that are just as the world turns, that change happens. There is triumph, there is success within it. So if you can, as much as you can, Aquarius, with the changes that you can't do anything about, go with the flow, let it unfold and see where it takes you. With the changes that you maybe have chosen for yourself, the goals, the intentions, whatever it may be that you may have set for yourself, really take a look at, if you're struggling, why are you struggling? What belief are you holding? What limitation have you maybe placed upon yourself? Are you believing that you can do it, or are you believing that you can't do it? Because all of those are powerful questions to ask yourself. Get the answers from within so that you can make a more informed decision for some of you, as to how this change will be beneficial, can be beneficial, and or for some, a small amount, why it may not be beneficial, okay? But there is that success, there is that triumph, there will be people looking up and inspired by you for, the honesty and the choices that you are currently making, okay? Now you also have temperance, so really for some of you coming back through here with that energy of balance and moderation. Sometimes we really, really work hard to change everything overnight, or to have this energy of, oh, I wake up in the morning and everything is different, right? And for some that can come through. For others, maybe not, right? Maybe not so much, because there's a little bit more that needs to come into play for that. So Spirit is indicating here with the Temperance card that for those of you that are kind of even still on the fence, or aren't really settling into the changes that potentially you even chose for yourself, to use moderation, to use balance, to give yourself some breathing room, some space to really solidify the changes that you are working towards, right? We're just moving into the second week, at the very beginning of the second week of January, and for some, we're looking at our whole life to be just completely different. And in some aspects, depending on the choices, the changes, how we're feeling about it, the beliefs that we hold, the right, all of that. In some aspects, that can be. For others, sometimes it takes a little bit more time, right? Sometimes it takes a little bit more time. Nowadays, it used to be that a habit was, it took 21 days to create a habit. Nowadays, there's a lot of talk or a lot of kind of theory around the fact that, and it may not be theory, but around the idea that it takes 3 rounds of 21. There's a lot of different things or differing ideas around habits, around how long it takes, right? Neville Goddard believed in this energy of 3 days. 3 days, things can happen, or he spoke about that, right? And so it really kind of comes down to where your beliefs lie, how difficult or easy you may think that that change may be, and how long you may think it may take you. You may know somebody who, made this beautiful, amazing change, something similar to what you're working towards, Aquarius, and it took them a very short amount of time. And you may feel as if, you know what, that's me, but then it takes you a little bit longer, or may feel like it's taking you a little bit longer. There's different beliefs, there's different ideas, there's different perspectives at play, and all of that can be factored in to kind of how it may work for you. Above all, it's divine timing. A lot of times we don't really even know how quickly the change or the manifestation or the abundance or the opportunities can show through, but we can be open and expectant and or looking for them and allow them to come through, allow ourselves to open and be willing to receive. So really work within that balance, work within that moderation, and know that you are being watched over, and that there is that energy around you, that change is possible. Again, the world is always moving, change is always happening. You can create the change that you choose, okay? Gorgeous energy coming in. And then you also have the Ace of Swords coming through here. Wow, wow, wow. That Ace of Swords energy is that opportunity showing up. So the winds of change are coming through this week, Aquarius, in so many opportunities. There's new opportunities showing up. There's new insights showing up. There's new clarity showing up. There's going to be a lot of aha moments. For some of you, you're just going to, potentially you'll look at something. This is a really interesting, because this was happening to me earlier. I was looking at something and there was words, and certain words were popping up to me, and I knew that that was an understanding for me to get. Now, okay, it wasn't like every word of the print or that sort of thing, but it's like aha moments, like this insight is going to be pouring in and pouring through you this week, Aquarius, that is going to assist you with that change. Have you ever gone outside and felt like the wind blowing, or heard the kind of a soft breeze kind of breezing through or blowing through, and heard like the rustling of leaves or what have you, and you're like, wow, that is something, there's something to pay attention to here. The winds of change, right? There's change coming in. I can feel it within the energy around me, within that breeze, within the sounds, within potentially even what the birds are doing. That energy is surrounding you this week, Aquarius, and there will be a lot of ahas. There will be new opportunities, clarity. There's going to be this energy around you of that success, that triumph. Pay attention to what is going on. Pay attention to what you're seeing, what you're reading, what you're hearing. Make sure that what you are taking in or digesting, Aquarius, is something that is moving you towards what it is you want, towards your intentions, towards the goals that you've set, and not detracting away from it. Because when we digest or take in things, we can cause fear within ourselves. We can cause this energy of disbelief. We can really look at things in a different way that may not be beneficial, and it's not based on potentially things that we are choosing for ourselves, but the whole world is a big suggestion. The commercials, the news, it's a big suggestion for you to take in all of this other energy. Make sure that you're paying attention to what you're taking in, what you're digesting, and take in things that are positive, that are beneficial. Listen to audiobooks that are really beneficial. Listen to or read or look at things that are going to be beneficial for you and not sway you or take you into a different direction than where it is you are working to go, okay? And, you know, there's times where I'm listening to audiobooks where there are certain things that the book has to say or the author has to say, and I'm like, yeah, no, that one doesn't really work for me. So just notice what doesn't. Be like, no, no, and just really, you know, delete it or just be like, that's just no, right? And then you're deflecting that for the most part. Once you consciously say, no, I don't believe that. I don't think that's true. That doesn't work for me, what have you. But at the same time, you know, don't discount things before you take a chance to be like, well, why is that? Is it because it doesn't sound true? It doesn't fit right with me? It doesn't feel right? Or is it because you are not wanting to see something in a different way? I really, really have to stay on top of that with myself. Otherwise, I can get myself into some sticky situations as well, as we all can. Okay, let's go ahead and see what the Oracle card says. It says Eagle, mastery. Of course, you are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Shut up. Your wisdom inspires the world. The winds of change. See, you cannot make it up. So look at Aquarius. You're in this state right now, or you're moving into this energy, this energy during this time where you're looking at things. You may be questioning things. You may actually feel like, for some of you, that you really can't make this change, or you can't do it, or you can't take it, or it can't come through, or you're feeling left out, or you're feeling as if, you know, for some of you that maybe you're being betrayed, or you're betraying yourself by making these changes. But what is really happening, or what for some of you is really coming through, is that you're learning, you're unlearning to relearn. Okay, so some of you are really going through, it's almost as if this is coming through with this first row, as in like almost withdrawal energy. Okay, stay with me here, almost like withdrawal energy. And once you get through that withdrawal energy, no matter how many days it may take, you know, 3 days, 5 days, a week, whatever, then you move into all this gorgeous, magical energy, this mystical energy, where it's as if you really have turned a new leaf or turned a new tide, and things just begin to flow. But this withdrawal sometimes feels like it needs to come through, or sometimes physically, you know, for some, if it really is, needs to come through. But it's like you're going through these two stages, this withdrawal and then this moving into this magical, beautiful kind of aha energy, where you are becoming that eagle and getting ready to soar. Okay, it's almost as if in this row your wings have been clipped, and now they are actually healed, or that change has come through that is moving you into that soaring energy once again. You are on a path, or you can be on a path, Aquarius, to mastering whatever the change is. When we first make changes, they can feel like that struggle, that difficulty, that you know, feeling as if you're a victim, all of that stuff left out. For some of you, you may be making big changes as far as kind of stepping away from certain things, and then, or certain people, certain events, certain stuff, and then you feel as if you're left out, like they're all doing all this fun, wonderful stuff and you're not included, or whatever. But sometimes we need to make those choices, because in the long run it's more beneficial for us. Or sometimes when we're building a business, or we're doing something, you know, a project, something like that, where we need to take that time out of kind of doing all the things so that we can focus on that and follow it to completion. We can feel left out when we hear people talking about what they did or where they went, or that sort of thing. But you're into, or you're moving into this stage of mastery of letting yourself soar, and you are guided by the winds of spirit, right? The winds of change are here. The change in the wind is here. Either way, Aquarius, spirit is guiding you. Okay, spirit is guiding you. Spirit is with you throughout all of this, and you are stronger on the other side because of it. Okay, I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit that like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload new readings. It is free for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it does support the Lucky Stars community in growing and thriving. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.